Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Please like and subscribe to the channel. The urban open world hype surrounding ANANTA, formerly Project Mugen, is massive, but so are its hardware demands. The official recommended specs call for an RTX 3080 and 32 GB of RAM, but this isn't just about high-end PC, it's a massive technical contradiction. How can a game that asks for a 3080 also run on a mobile phone? We're breaking down the specs, the crazy 250 GB file size leak, and delivering the performance forecast for PC, PS5, and mobile. Let's dive in. Starting with PC, let's clear up the confusion. To hit the absolute minimum 720p resolution, the game asks for an i5 9400F, 16 GB of RAM, and a GTX 1066 GB. Wait, 720p on a 1060? That's highly unusual. This suggests the game's biggest load is not rendering pixels, but memory management. The 16 GB RAM minimum is the crucial piece of data. This open world, with its dense assets and complex streaming for all that swinging and driving, is extremely memory intensive. You need that 16 gigs just to manage the continuously loading map data and minimize stuttering. Now, the RTX 3080 paired with 32 GB RAM is the true maximum fidelity tier for 4K ultra settings. This is for max shadows, maximum draw distance, and ultra textures demanding extreme RAM bandwidth. If you want balanced 1080p/60 FPS high settings, our analysis estimates you'll need an RTX 2070 or better. The 16 GB RAM minimum, however, remains non-negotiable for stability. This is the biggest worry for everyone's SSD. While the recommended storage is 100 GB, reports from early access have the file size pinned between a staggering 233 GB and 250 GB. The truth is probably somewhere in between, but you must plan for the high end. A file size this large means your storage medium matters more than ever. If you are on PC, an NVMe SSD is essential to stream assets quickly enough to support the high-speed traversal mechanics. Loading this map on an old HDD will simply cause performance death. Furthermore, NetEase plans to add future cities and countries post-launch. If the base game is 250 gigs, prepare to dedicate 300 to 400 gigabytes of space down the line. Clean out those old files now. ANANTA is confirmed for PS5 and PS4. The PS4 is the lowest common denominator, setting the asset quality floor based on its 6 GB usable RAM. Expect a resolution of 1080p, locked firmly to 30 FPS. The PS5 has the required speed and memory bandwidth to push much higher. Given the game's core focus on fluid movement and combat, we project two necessary modes: a quality mode running at dynamic 4K resolution at 30 FPS for visual fidelity, and the one you'll want, a performance mode targeting dynamic 1440p resolution at a locked 60 FPS. The 60 FPS mode is crucial for enjoying the Spider-Man-style web-slinging and fluid combat feel. Remember, the PS5's ultra-fast SSD will be vital here, ensuring minimal loading times for a world this massive. How does a game that can tax a 3080 run on a phone? It's simple: aggressive asset scaling. The mobile build uses assets that are significantly lower quality than even the PS4 baseline. Your GPU matters, but your RAM is the primary constraint. The absolute minimum RAM is 6 GB. For smooth, consistent performance, iOS devices with their streamlined memory management should aim for 8 GB of RAM. But Android players, due to the system's greater OS overhead, are far safer aiming for 12 GB of RAM to prevent the game from constantly having to reload assets and textures. To achieve 720p/30 FPS, the mobile version will require heavy visual compromises, specifically disabling high-end lighting features like ray-traced global illumination. ANANTA is a massive technical undertaking. For PC, the ultimate requirement is not raw GPU power, but massive RAM and VRAM to feed the city to your processor. For consoles, the PS5 should offer a stellar 60 FPS experience, while the PS4 is the solid 30 FPS floor. And if you're playing on mobile, check your RAM first and aim for 12 gigs on Android. The technical challenges, the high minimum specs, and the potential 250 GB file size are real, but the potential for this open world is undeniable. ANANTA is a monumental technical undertaking, and the key bottleneck is not raw GPU power, but system memory and storage speed across all platforms. The RTX 3080 and 32 GB of RAM are for the absolute maximum 4K ultra settings, the ceiling. For the rest of us, the requirements are still demanding because of the game's core loop, high-speed traversal across a dense urban environment. This requires constant, rapid streaming of massive assets, which is where your RAM and hard drive must perform. Let's break down the single most important action you need to take for your platform. For PC players, RAM is king. You absolutely need that 16 GB minimum just to maintain stability and prevent stuttering as you swing and drive through the city. Forget the high settings for a moment. Without 16 GB, you won't have a stable experience. And because of the potential 250 GB file size leak, an NVMe solid-state drive is mandatory. For PS5 players, you're in the sweet spot. Your fast internal SSD ensures rapid asset streaming, and we confidently project a 60 FPS performance mode, which is the only way to truly enjoy the game's fluid movement. And finally, mobile players, check your RAM. The game works on mobile thanks to aggressive asset scaling, but if you are on an Android device, aim for 12 GB of RAM for consistency due to OS overhead, while 8 GB should suffice for iOS. The technical challenges are real, but so is the potential for this game. If you take one piece of advice away from this deep dive, it's this: prioritize your high-speed storage and your system, RAM. That will be the difference between stuttering through the city at 30 FPS and soaring through the sky at a smooth 60. Now I want to hear from you. Are you upgrading your SSD for this massive download? Let me know in the comments below. And if this in-depth technical breakdown helped you decide which platform to play on, please smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.